absolutely gravitate to who you are in that moment. And if you're a piss poor person in that moment, if you're a desperate person in that moment, then you will indeed attract users. And as you begin to heal, as you begin to grow, people will then come into your circle who are looking to water and pour into. So, for every person that has poured into, for every person who has taken the time, the opportunity to slow down, to see me, to be themselves, to allow me to be myself, um, who polished my crown, thank you and I love you. With that being said, shout out to Conrad, shout out to Miss Chocolate, shout out to Just Star, shout out to Mr. Best. Those are the immediate people in this podcast circle. Until we have other people coming, shout out to my girl Lisa. Mwah. I've known you forever, girl. We got to get together because I'm closer. And with that being said, yeah, I just want to get into some shenanigans so we can shenan again.
I like shenanigans.
Shenan
Real quick,
again.
I do have a question, real quick, and then we're gonna get to chocolate. Definitely
I
want to
love
introduce her.
Lamb.
So Malysa, we know that you are a renowned poet. We know that you have a lot of great poetry out there, and we know you're working on a lot of things that you're putting together. Um, so from the poetry side, where are you at now, and what pieces have you been working on, and where your mind frame at with the
Oh,
poetry?
yeah, my business. Actually, I got you. I got you. I'm trying to get myself together. I've been trying to write more. Um, so shout out. Anybody out here a Prince fan?
Yes, ma'am.
That's my
You
life.
are? That's you? All right. So I'm gonna give you the last piece that I wrote in that regard of perspective. Somebody keep up with these poems because I'm gonna be them did more than one. I mean, did the same one more than once and forgot. Shout out to 100 Watts. Are you in the building? I can't see nobody. Y'all know me. I love y'all, but I can't see nobody. Let's get it. So this one I actually, oh, Miss Chocolate, you named this one. Do you remember what you named it?
Wait, I'm having to wait.
You
What
remember
I
what you
do
named the
now?
poem that I told you last?
Wait a minute, for real? You named it that?
Mm-hmm.
Shut up. Okay. I'm listening.
All right,
I'm
let's get
excited.
it. So this piece is actually called Facade. Freedom only lasts till it cuts you off at the underpass. Sabotage be like a mirage of having what really ain't never been. A facade, a face off to reveal what's real. And the Bible say they come to steal, kill, and destroy. Oh boy. So let's go crazy. Let's get nuts. You got my mind feeling like purple rain dripping and sticking all in between my fingerprints. But here's some food for thought. You make more room when you sit back, so there's no need to hover over the gifts that God gave you. Because mine already made plenty room and they will continue. We gonna be on TVs and movies created from our own neighborhood scenes and most unimaginable dreams. But anything speaking a different language, I don't even want talking to me. Cause the anguish. I have no room for old patience with my new pedigree and philosophy, because that's to move in silence. It's always more deadly. And I've learned that being heard don't always require the screaming all heavy. So I just rock steady, skipping over them troubled waters. Had to remember that I was a king's daughter. And the same way my words give birth, they could also slaughter. So maturity is taking the responsibility for the smallest things that you can change. Now, while I've got time to unload the clip of guilty, I intend to keep that barrel empty. So consider yourself shot by a smoking pen. And again, welcome to the asylum poem. Thank y'all.
Ooh, welcome to the asylum, y'all. Let's get it. You know, what I
Let's
mean, that was beautiful. Salute to Prince and his whole family. Salute to everybody, and just and this is Michael Day as well. So salute to Michael. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, I'm gonna
Kitty.
say Mama Sa, Michael Sa, all that. You know what I mean? That was
Public
beautiful,
service
sis, as
announcement. Can I
always.
just say this right quick?
This is your show. Go ahead.
Dear anybody of a foreign country, it's not us. I do not agree.
Oh wow, she had to throw that in there.
My family's in the DMV. Please stay away. You know what I mean? Be more specific if you mad at an individual and don't target everybody. You know what I mean? Amen. That's the end of that public service announcement. Carry on.
Yeah, we gonna do a political show because I haven't touched on Mr. 47 and his cabinet and the shenanigans going on with that. So
Agent
we gonna
Orange.
we gonna talk about that real soon. That's coming up very very soon. You
Hmm.
know, and it might. You know what? I'm gonna do a politics show. We're gonna do a politics show as a network during the most political time this year right now, and it's I know it's celebratory, but we're gonna talk about something, and that will be during the Fourth of July weekend. Oh yeah, we're gonna get into politics. Yeah, we're gonna get into
Mm.
politics during that.
Mm, mm, mm.
Perfect timing too. Perfect timing.
I
And
should
I
be
and I want
somewhere.
to and I want to hear whether you on the red side, the blue side, if you're in the middle, if you're not on nobody's side. I want to hear this, okay? Because we got a hot climate right now politically. We know that.
Yeah.
Say it again.
I said whether you feeling independent or not.
Or salute the Grizz. Grizz, what's good? The subject is
Yeah.
coming up. I'm about to drop the video. All right, everybody, pull up. The link is pinned in the chat. Pull up wherever you at. Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up. All right. You know what I mean? Salute to you, bro. Love you, brother. You know what I mean? Love my sister too. Hopefully you, my sister, and the kids and all that doing good. All right. And yeah, I'm about to put the link again in the chat again. Salute to my man Hustler Muscular. What's good? Hustler Muscular. I'm sorry I haven't been able to come through to your shows, bro. And anybody else that been sending me stuff, I just got a lot of family stuff going on this end. So please, man, forgive me for that. But yeah, I definitely drop a like no matter what's going on. But Melissa, let's get into the first topic, girl. You
Go
know,
ahead.
it's funny because you know, and I tell you this. Sometimes I'll be scrolling, and I'll be seeing videos, and I'll just be pulling, pulling, pulling. Um, and some of the stuff I watch a little bit of it, and I'm like, oh yeah, we gonna hit that. But some of it is just the title of it, and I'm like, oh yeah, we gonna build on that for real. So we got a mixed bag of nuts as always, guys. Riz, hold on, I'm about to let you in. Give me 1 second. Let me just grab my video real quick. Um, so yeah, we about to hit some stuff hot and heavy off the top. Okay, so all right, fair use. Let me drop my fair use banner. Okay, Grizz, what's going on? Good to see you, bro. You're muted though. I can't hear you.
No, my bad. I just saluted. It was going what's going on with everybody? How y'all doing?
Doing good, bro. You know, make sure you greet the host as well. She's up top.
Of course, absolutely. No, that's everybody. My bad. I've been forgive me. I've been studying. I have a speech impediment. And I've been studying like crazy this past week. Um, I'm sorry, sis. What's your name again? I'm so sorry. What's your name again, sis?
It's Melissa.
Miss Melissa, how you doing?
All is well, darling. How are you, Q?
Um, I'm good. Just I've been working on a lot of film stuff. I'm about to be directing the film soon. Actually, a couple films soon in the next few months. So, working on learning how to direct and be decisive.
I like that. I like that. That's what's up. I wish you the most in those. I haven't even started to scratch the surface. I do have great interest though. So keep me posted.
So you're interested in acting as well?
Writing, acting, yeah. I mean, currently it's kind of my mashup of what I do now. Of course, poetry and spoken word is my passion.
Ooh, I love that.
Writing is the foundation of such, of
Yeah,
course. And then acting is just kind of how you put into or how I pour into those pieces, so on and so forth.
I definitely agree with that. I can definitely use you. I can most definitely use you for an upcoming project that you can teach me how to something you can teach me how to do.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I'd love to get involved, even if it's from a mentor or a workshop or whatever standpoint, whatever you may have in mind or on the table. Definitely let me know, and I'll go over it, and we'll find a happy medium.
Okay, absolutely.
If it's just to say no, this ain't it. But
Definitely,
yeah,
definitely. And salute to Big Dog Philly OG. What's going on?
how
Thank you
you
for
doing?
pulling up in the building.
I don't know.
Um,
I'm from Philly,
and
so I know they close to me.
say it again, sis.
I said somebody in Philly, so that means they're close to me because everybody else is eons away. So
And yes, and I just want to say this real quick before I drop the video. If you want to be a part of the Knowledge and Relationship Intellectual Soapbox business chat, please DM one of us, okay? And we will take the proper steps to make sure that you are cleared and you are okay to be a part of the group. All right. And if you are not cleared and okay to be a part of the group, then we do apologize. But you probably just got your shit together, so it is what it is. But with that being said,
talk about it. And I already know
um,
what this clip is too. It's crazy.
say it again.
I said, and I already know what this clip is, so I'm glad it's up here.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna mute myself. All right. Also, we're gonna have a Zoom call pretty soon. For those who are in the business chat who are listening, we will have a Zoom call coming up very, very soon after the holiday of July 4th. We're gonna plan it out as a group, and we will have a group call. Um, so fair use on the video. I'm about to drop this, and yeah, and I'm also about to drop down pretty soon too. But yeah, fair use, y'all. Let's get it.
Cool.
34 girls have just up and vanished in Washington, D.C. You're not talking about it. The news is not talking about it. Why is anybody talking about it? Yesterday, 14 more went missing.
Oh my God.
But for some reason, the missing 34 girls in DC has failed to come across my news feed as breaking news, or I haven't gotten an Amber Alert. So this is my call to people of the world, American people, people with a soul. We got missing girls. Get the word out, media, news. Y'all need to do something.
Okay, family.
Yeah. So
Let's build. Let's build, y'all. Let's build.
first and foremost, like I said, this is my hometown. So, or this is my home area. And I can't say that I didn't immediately glance over all those faces and try to immediately cross match if I knew anybody, if the sister, mama, brother, niece, nephew, all of that, and immediately equally felt helpless because, again, this is very close to home. And even if it wasn't, the fact that I was just hearing about it, quite like some of those celebrities, so on and so forth, were just hearing about it, also made me sick to my stomach because where are they? I also know that as a young woman who did not grow up all the time in the most idealistic home, that a lot of my time being missing was me trying to get away from my situation and circumstance. So I don't know how much of this is mixed up in one and or the other. But I do know for sure that I didn't hear any of this. So my question is, where are our ladies? Where are our sisters, our moms? I saw there was a woman who literally got kidnapped in broad daylight. And she was a heavy set, thick woman, or is. I'm not even sure what the end result of that story was. So is. And someone just literally walked up to her in broad daylight and snatched her. Um, and so then that goes back to where we always end up circling around. Why aren't we safe out here? Where are we a hot commodity at in the world where literally we're being stolen to be taken there? But wherever people are prospering from our melanin or our black girl magic or whatever the case may be, Why can't that be a public thing so that you don't have to snatch us up in the dark? Is my question. Quentin, you can go ahead and chime in first, darling.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Miss Melissa. I appreciate you. Um, have so it when I saw this, it reminds me of this TV series I was watching. It's called The Runaways, and it's a Marvel TV series. But there's a scene where a woman is running away, and she this white van with a lot of women in it end up taking this woman, and they end up coercing her and helping her out and stuff like that. But they end up so of course it's fantasy, but this is one of the things I'm touching upon. But they took her and tried to use her as a science experiment. And there's other movies, there's other indie movies that I've seen where basic and a lot of things out here is systematic, literally, where people like you never know who's watching you, literally. And like if you ever get that little fight scenes behind your neck, it's like I feel like somebody's watching me, and you literally may not be too far off. And so what I'm saying with that is basically people are targeting certain people because of certain things, and also too you might hear some things about sex trafficking and also too like I said like people like there are people out here who are literally timing when the timing what time is a crowd what time crowds are going to be what time cops are going to be around. Okay, so I see her. I like her. I like the way she walks. Oh, okay, she has fair skin. Oh, I might, and I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, there's a lot of things that are going on that we literally don't know about. Some things you haven't about in movies, and I may go off on a tangent. I apologize, but a lot of things that you see in movies are literally what's going on in reality. It's just been kind of coaxed and it's been coaxed in fiction and coaxed, in writing and stuff like that. But a lot of movies between Criminal Minds, Law and Order, Marvel, DC, whatever Universal Studios movies that you have literally seen, that's actually that's actually what's going on. And also too, some people are being used for science experiments, which I've literally seen. And so and so that's what's going on. A lot of things are like being masked. A lot of things are being masked as, oh, he's just missing. Oh, she's just missing. Oh, she's been gone. Like I think I'm hearing about some kids being gone and buried because their mom and dad did something to them. But yeah, I'm gonna land it there. We can't hear you, sister. We can barely hear you.
Right, because I was muted. My bad. I said I appreciate your opinion. I appreciate that perspective. It's a very true and a very good perspective. Miss Chocolate,
Hola.
where are
Well,
babies at, honey?
¿Cómo está?
Where are
Listen,
people at? Where they at? Where they
when
taking?
we, girl, being that I am a avid true crime person, researcher, done seen some
Mhm.
real out of control stuff. And when it comes again, this also touches on another topic that is close to mine. I'm an advocate for um, women, for sex workers. Excuse me. I hope that's not. I think that's the terminology now.
Mhm.
I am an advocate for these women and girls who end
Mhm.
up being commodities. Our babies are missing because they are commodities. And again, I know I have to say this. The gentleman said it's systematic, yes, but it also is. Why are so many men wanting these things? Because when you start to peel this onion back, it comes down to, yes, some could be kidneys. Some, we understand that that can happen too, but the majority of the time it's about adult activity,
Mhm.
and usually it's not with their consent. Um, there's a true pipeline that has been found about black girls and black women being sent as far as to Dubai for someone's pleasure, a toy, an object. That that's what hurts me about hearing about missing anyone, but especially when it comes to children. Um, Unfortunately, we also are not, even though it's 2025, we are not at the top of the media game. These blogs ain't gonna report that, and no shade to nobody, but okay, we need real news now. Like, what's stopping us from that? Just like anything can be bombarded with propaganda, why not bombard it with information? And celebrities bringing it to light is not what it used to be anymore.
Mm-mm.
Because again, anybody now can be, AKA, a celebrity
And that's the issue.
on every level, though. Because I think you need that though, because where you and I may be in one side of the street, Quentin might be like, I'm over here, because the options are available, the human options. But when we talk about missing children and missing, especially missing girls, I saw a young girl hold on for her life on a fence because this man was trying to snatch her off the fence. Yes, as a woman, I am aware. So everybody know, I am aware women also play the game, blah blah blah. But we're not gonna do that. It is not a woman led issue. And what I never understood, when we bring it down to us as a community, where are our brothers?
And that was going to be my second
Oh,
question.
I apologize. Go ahead then.
No. That was going to be my second question. I'm glad you led into that, because my follow up to that is, are our men, and when I say our men, because we're talking about Black women, Black girls, are our men the ones that are being silent, or are they a part of the kidnapping? Are they taking us? Are we so much of a commodity that we're being sold by our own within this trade? Because doggy,
yes.
right?
Oh,
Or
yes.
is it that we're just, or is it just that we don't have any backing because they're scared that agenda, propaganda, the government, jail, get them? So
yes, we
too bad,
still
so sad. Hope you don't get caught up. But if you do, don't call me.
bad.
I'll call you.
Right. I'll see you on Thursday.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not knocking my men. It's a little bit of all. It is a buffet of to what she's saying. It's a little bit of all of it. Our participation as women, men deciding to be ignorant to it, unless they're in either law enforcement or, you know what I mean, it touched them directly. When we talk about safety, we're not talking about strange men just, we're gonna make it safe for you. You don't know that. But I commend a man who wants to catch the people who do horrible things to men, to women and children. So for me, I like I said, it is all of everything you named off. It's all of it. And I think that Black men feel attacked, which they shouldn't, but the propaganda machine has been so good.
But attacked. What you mean?
There was the era between the late 90s up into the mid 2000s. So 2016, I'm gonna go, of Black women going to therapy, getting help. That brings clarity to your life. So that's why our perspective may sound so extreme, but it's not. What is happening?
That's the small amount that also agreed to do the work, because there are a lot of yous, me's, we's about that recognize even that there's work to be done, even if you're not going to be perfect. I mean, you could be, you can go to therapy every week and be, like you said, as a sex worker. Does that mean something's wrong with you or whatever? No, but you're
No, you
probably
just
more further ahead mentally
right.
than most that's not spreading their legs because at least you out there talking to somebody. So, I
And
mean,
that's
yeah.
I've always thought we create that we create this. Us as humans have created this part.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of those. This is not natural moments.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't see gorillas trafficking monkeys. Like you don't see this. You don't, and I'm not trying to make light of it because I know it's so serious, but
No, I
I'm
understand.
just a little bit of just a thought process for a second.
Mm-hmm.
When we try to make things fit and we look at our cosm, it is so fucking small in comparison. And then we make it so hard for each other.
Mm-hmm.
My straight question to any man would be why do I have to fight these men? Isn't it if it's about protecting and providing, this is a form of protecting and providing. Because you don't want us out here being vigilantes, because that's what's happening right now.
But do you think it's to the detriment or under the fear of, oh, well, I don't want to get involved because now I don't want to become the target. And so we're just being left to fend for ourselves for real.
Like I said, I think it's more of that now that's being
Yeah.
said online, like because they behind that screen, they feel a lot more comfortable. And I
Understood.
think, again, that's why they take it as an attack of some form.
Mm-hmm.
But then get offended when you say, well, then I'm good. I can protect myself.
Mm-hmm. Quentin,
So,
what's your perspective on
go
that?
ahead. You got it.
So what Chocolate said about, because like, okay, so a lot of men feel like women are not able to protect themselves. A lot of women are weak and feeble. And so I'm gonna let y'all know that right now. So being a little bit of a historian that I am, thank you, Chocolate, for making me this way. Because I was gonna say, huh?
I said I didn't know that. You're welcome.
Absolutely. So, being the historian that I am, so I've literally done some digging on myself about women, just about society and about women and about just people in society in general. Women literally have been warriors, and I mean, women have been able to take down excuse my language, full big ass men, but there are some women, I feel like there's a lot of women that are not being taught how to handle themselves like that. They're just taught, a lot of actually men and women are not being taught about, okay, this is what happens just in case, or if if somebody's trying to do harm to you, this is what you do. There are not a lot of people that are teaching their children how to defend themselves.
No doubt about that. But outside of the bigger picture of that,
Uh-huh.
I can respect that on the smaller scale. But let's go outside of that dynamic and say, okay, women definitely are not always taught on how to protect themselves. Why? Should they have to? Is some of that question. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Even on the bigger perspective of that, my question is why? Why not? Or excuse me, why was the first half of that question? But in a second part of that, why aren't you guys helping? What's preventing you, our brothers, our men, our whatever? What's preventing you from stepping in and saying, hey, enough is enough. That's my sis, that's my mom, that's my sister, that's my auntie, that's whatever the case may be, that's my daughter, blah, blah, blah. What's keeping you all from making a statement that's bold enough to say, yeah, not our girls, not our women? Because there are other cultures who will step in and say, well, there are cultures that don't marry off their young, but shout out to them respectfully, whatever. But I'm saying, where are you all? Where are you?
So me personally, I can't speak for other men because I've talk to other men. I'm like, okay, I don't want to be around you. You're disgusting. But I can say with me personally, like for instance, I have a niece. She's my son's age. So if she would, like, let's say that she was around me 24/7 and some guy trying to snatch her up, that would be the last thing he would ever do. Literally the last thing he would ever do. But like, and also too, you know what? Let's take a little bit into actually, you know what? Me and my wife. I have literally sparred with my wife because I want to make sure that my wife is protected. I taught my wife how to defend herself, and also and I actually and I just been a couple times when some men was trying to get at my wife, and I was like, nah, back off, no. But I feel like in the society today, a lot of men trying to follow Jay-Z, 50 Cent, trying to follow all these other people that some of these men follow some of these people that they shouldn't be following, and kind of that's the reason why they act like the way they do. But I can actually say, for me personally, I am literally a protector. I'm one of the people that thinks, just in case. Because me and my wife have to talk all the time. If we was to have a daughter, my daughter would literally be the most dangerous person walking around. What I mean by that is she'll literally be articulate. She'll be articulate, and I would make sure she has a heightened sixth sense. I would make sure that she knows how to, and also too, I'm a big fan of Batman. And what I mean by that is Batman is not just a butt kicker. Batman is a person of, just in case this happens, just in case some off the wall things happen, I can have a just in case plan. I'm doing it with my son, and so I know it's kind of off the Richter scale, but but like I said, like if I have a daughter or if I take care of my niece, they will literally be the most dangerous thing walking, because I'll make sure they are articulate. I'll make sure that they know, and they know how to stop, look, listen, pay attention to the room around you, learn how to literally read the room before they walk into the room. But and touching down on all the basic things to all the highs, to all the basic to all the higher things. But like me personally, I do make sure that my nieces, my cousins are protected, but I'll make sure that if hypothetically I'm not around you, do this, do this, do this, and do this.
Understood.
And a lot of people are like, that's so extreme. I'm like, I know. I want to make sure that it's extreme to the point where you won't mess with them ever again.
Well, people are extreme, and when they attack you, they're extreme. So I don't think there's any such thing. Being motivated, trained, and equipped is how I've heard it put before. So I can appreciate.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
And just so that we don't lose the opportunity to kind of span out and have other perspectives. I absolutely appreciate the both of you for thinking, for speaking on that. I definitely want to, if you do see that clip this week, if you see it this month, if you see it this year, if you hear a news clip, and until we get this Black news channel together, and the intellectual soapbox, the chocolate earth, the exclusive news, whatever you want to call it, the Quentin Times, whatever you're going to call it, until we get some representation, it is our responsibility. And I think that's where some people cower too. Some people realize that once you know, you're accountable and you're responsible. And when you don't do when you don't do your part, you can't blame anybody else, because it's been set before you. I think a lot of us cower. So I'll close there, revisit, and we will get on to our next clip so that we can get into our next topic.
Love it.
Moving. Fair use.
So why are you not a singer?
Because I don't know how to sing. But Miss Chocolate does. I'm gonna shut up there.
I don't know nothing.
Congratulations to you, man. I heard you just closed on 3 multi-million-dollar contracts.
Yes. That was yeah.
Then your wife.
I know him.
13 days prior, to signing those contracts?
Life, bro.
So are you asking a question? Or?
Yeah, I guess the question is, man, like, did that make you be like, well, maybe this is timing, it just is what it is, or like, did you have any type of reservations about that?
I had a revelation, and the revelation is young kings, focus on the bag. After you get the bag, choose what's best for you. Not what you want, choose what's best for you. Before you get to the bag, do your due diligence to pray to whoever it is you pray to or meditate that your blessings actually be on hold until you are aligned with your destiny so that you don't lose your blessing.
Congratulations to you, man.
I don't know if I'm in agreement with that or not. I mean, I understand to a certain extent. I understand where he's going to a certain extent. Miss Chocolate, I'll let you take off first. I understand what he's saying to a certain extent, but my thing is, what do you mean choose what you want? Are you referring to us as females choose what you want? Like,
yes,
you just going shopping for a handbag?
Yes.
Oh,
we are
that's
a
what you meant.
transaction. We are an investment. We are an asset or a liability. We are no longer women. We are no longer human. And here's what's interesting, and I'm just gonna point this out. And Quinn, we can come back around. I want you
Yes,
to get
ma'am.
out.
Yes, ma'am.
The thing that threw me, well, I was done anyway when the picture came up. But what he said was, okay, so what? Because you signed. Listen to the correlation. A man is interviewing another man, asking him, well, your wife left you right before you signed the contracts of the multi-million. You sent it, child. Go ahead, Quentin. Nope. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I wanted to snatch that man's beard off. Go ahead, Quentin.
Oh, so okay. You know what? Thank you for clearing that up for me, Chocolate. I appreciate it because when he said choose what you want, I'm thinking about in life. I guess I didn't understand about a woman. But I want to say about the back part. So a lot of us black people, literally between man and woman, a lot of us black people, we constantly wanted to chase the bag, instead of trying to hone in on a skill set and continue with that skill set. But as far as choose what you want, literally, I thought he was talking about in life, like choose what you want. As far as, sorry, I'm trying to hit a fly. Choose what you want as far as what you want in life. What do you want in life? Like how do your life wants to be? I didn't really hear about the woman part.
Well, because again, and I waited because I was like, wait a minute. He said, because he never not clarified that he was talking about something else. He was talking about women. Get what you want. Get your bag and get what you want. And here's what's interesting to me. Again, you're saying things as if we are on an island. Where did we learn about money was the most important thing? Who taught that to us? And then
White
y'all
people.
got thank you, love.
In the words of Chris Tucker from Rush Hour 2, follow the rich white man in a suit.
But why? And that's my other thought process. Why are we following somebody else's ideologies about how to interact with each other when that's their ideologies on how to interact? And by the time they tell you how to interact, and when I say you I mean us, by the time they tell us how to interact with one another, it's from the perspective of ownership. It's from the perspective of for lack of a better term, house Negro versus field Negro.
Yep.
Thick necks versus not thick necks, dark versus light. And that's the projective and the narrative that has been put out here as the blueprint for how we are supposed to value, shape, and treat each other. And it's raunchy.
So,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, so let's go back hundreds of years, shall we? So us as black, we've literally been Jedi mind tricked. We've been Jedi'd a lot. We've been Sith Lord a lot. Basically, it's literally in our it's unfortunately, and I hate saying this, it's kind of in our DNA because this is what has been taught to us for hundreds of years. That basically women don't mean nothing. You can go get any woman that you want, and also too, we haven't. Our generation has not been taught the right way of how to just talk to one another, how to love one another, how to just say, hey, you know what? The woman that you want is the woman that has been with you through thick and thin. The woman that will push you to greatness. I want, like for instance, I'm not lie to you. Like so, me and my wife, like I said, me and my wife have been together for 18 years, and um, we have our issues. I'm not lie to you. We got our issues, but the thing is, we've been through hell and back. Half of it because of me. I'm gonna put my son out there, but we've been through good and the bad and the ugly, but and we still have love for each other. Would I choose her over any other woman? Most likely not, because I would because like I said, because like what has been said to me, the grass ain't greener on the other side. But women are not numbers. Women are not just something to pick out from a field. And I'm gonna digress my mind because I'm gonna land it there.
No, a date for what? I apologize. Miss Malysa, you still with us? I didn't want to start
Yeah, I'm
talking
still
unless
right
you
here.
had.
I was wondering if you was going to answer that question
I'm
also.
not sure
Oh,
what the I'm trying to figure out who and what's happening.
you got
You
that yet?
yeah,
What you
like I
speaking of? I don't know. Okay, so
yeah,
we gonna
okay,
leave
that
it alone.
interesting. I'm gonna leave it there. I don't
You
know
can leave it
because
there,
I don't
Tim.
know. Yeah, leave it there. I mean, you could come up, message in the back. Like I don't know.
Hmm.
I hey,
Either way,
my bag. Drop it off in the chocolate
yeah,
in the chat. I gotta give you your bag. Okay.
not a bag in the chat. Anyway,
I wish. I wish I could.
isn't that
Shoot.
lovely? Next topic. Are we all rounded up? We all in agreement on where we at with that? Um, Miss Chocolate,
Yeah.
I can't wait till, and I know you got your own space, but of course I'm gonna plug it. And I know you don't mind, but I can't wait for Rooted Love to become a manifested thing. I wish you much great success. I wish we great success with that. I think it's going to be amazing, and give an amazing opportunity to bridge some of this. I myself,
Well, let me address something. Let me address something.
mm-hmm,
Okay.
I don't know what's going on with whoever, but stay out of my chat with the bullshit.
that part.
Last and final warning. That's all I gotta say. I don't know who got what with who. I don't care. Stay out of my chat with the bullshit. Thank you. Continue on.
Stay out of my chat with the bullshit. How about that? Stay out of all of them.
Hey, I'll gavel. You know,
Because let
you
me
know
tell
what?
you
That's my
something.
problem. I have to
This
stop
one,
giving people too much rope. I be giving
all is
people
well. I'm
too
I,
much.
just like he
Here you
said. I
go.
will reiterate because it's a Melissa the exclusive
I
episode. Um,
apologize that that even happened here.
listen,
This is not. This is your show.
listen,
My,
baby.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Chocolate is respected and protected over here, y'all. I'm just telling you. So please. Anyway, again, shout out to the Real podcast. I love y'all. Y'all are super dope over there. Um, I can't wait to put my five head back into space, uh, because it just is what it is. It's like going to the parlor. So salute to you. But that being said, yeah, let's go ahead and reset. Let's get to our next clip because I don't know who just tried to come in here and crash and burn. I don't appreciate it. How you doing, hustler and muscular?
I'm doing good. Salute to everybody. How's everyone doing?
Salute to you, darling. All is
Nico
well.
Flower.
Hey, salute, comrade, salute, hustler, muscular. 'Cause I was delayed on that. I was trying to get off, bring the mic, it wouldn't work. So my bad,
Girl,
I'm delayed.
all
I'm
is well.
delayed.
So,
Thank you.
fair use, we will go ahead and get into the next clip. So, we got a clean slate. Once we get through that, I'll go ahead and give my commentary. And then, Hustler, you can definitely take off with the next clip after my commentary since you just got here, if that's okay with you.
Sure, go ahead.
It's for you. You don't seem like you care. I don't. I don't know how to do it, man. I feel like I really care what white people think. I feel like a lot. I care what everybody thinks. And to be honest with you, I feel like that's almost all I care about, it seems like. What other people think? It's really sad, man. It's a sad existence. It's not a great life. But it seems like every time I do a project, the first thing I do after the project comes out is go to Rotten Tomatoes. But let me just tell you about the tomatoes. I don't fuck with them. You don't fuck with tomatoes? I don't give a damn about a rotten or a fresh. None of that means shit to me. That's amazing. Can I just tell you why? Please. Nina Simone said this, and I never forgot it. She said, you will use up everything you got trying to give everybody what they want. You got to focus, man. And you know what I do? I super serve my niche. We speak a language. We're talking. We know each other. We get it. There's a lot of times I see shit that win Oscars. I be like, what is this shit? I walked out halfway through it. I don't get it. But and listen, I feel like they feel the same way about my work. They don't get it, which is all cool. My mother, born in Jim Crow South in Louisiana, right down the street from Mississippi where Emmett Till was murdered. She told me the value of being who I am, of my blackness. She said, don't you ever let anybody tell you who you are. You know who you are. You know where you come from. I watched her stories. I watched her struggles. And that's what I'm telling. I'm telling the stories that I come from. And that's why they're winning, because people are recognizing themselves in these stories. No matter how crass the people think they are, no matter what the critics are saying, oh, I don't get this shit. I don't understand what it is. I don't give a fuck, because I'm talking to us. That's why millions of people are watching my shows every week. That's why people keep showing up and sending the movies to #1. I'm talking to us, connecting with us. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you what you're doing. I'm trying to get them to approve you. That's what I don't get. Why are niggas running around trying to get white folks? So please tell me I'm special. Oh, give me your Oscar. Oh, let me know I'm all of these things that you want me to. Fuck that. Tell your story. Live in your own life, in your own culture. Tell your own experience. Ain't nobody tell you how to be you. It works for you. You don't seem like you care.
I'm absolutely in agreement with the majority of what he said.
That's deep right there. Woo.
Again, I am a person who feels as though knowledge is responsibility and accountability with yourself first. With Tyler Perry, I'm glad he has found that lane. But I am also the person who was the heavy church goer when Tyler Perry first came out. And when he first came out, his projection was that of all Christian, all church. This is a safe space where we can listen to Medea be Medea. Then there was the mixed emotions of the pastors coming up and saying, oh, well, we like it because it's about Christian stuff, but it's a man in a dress, so you can't listen to it. Or he just became a great divide within himself. I think that he collected a lot of the church's money, notoriety, fame, again, because he was in our living rooms, our day-to-day life. And then for Christian people at the time, like myself, he flipped the script. And it was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Now you cussing? Now, like, whoa, now what's going on? Sex? And so for him, I was extremely confused. Still am to some extent. Extremely confused on his agenda, but much to what he said. What difference does it make? Because it's not stopping him from catching coins. Now, on the flip side of that, and then Hustler, you're more than welcome to come in. At what cost of us are you willing to sell our story? Because if your stories then project a narrative that we're all ghetto, we're all wife beaters, cheaters, um whoremongers, all that other stuff, then are you actually being a good representation of the culture, or are you on the side of quote unquote the white man by pushing out the same agenda that they wanted to be projected anyway? It's just that because you're in a certain type of skin, we swallow it easier because it's coming from one of our own. Hustler, please feel free.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I kind of agree with what he was saying about not caring what other people think, and that's some deep shit right there. You will use everything you have just to please other people. Now that's some deep shit
Now
right there. But
you're right there.
yep, that was. Of course, my thing is I think caring what other people think can be a double-edged sword. On one end, you could say you don't care what other people think. That makes you a strong-minded person who marches to his own beat. But at the same time, when you don't care what people think, it means you're stubborn, you're lazy, no one's gonna like you. That's probably why you don't have any friends or lovers now, because you care more about what you want and less about what other people want. So so it begs the question: when is there a time to care what other people think, or should we just march to our own beats? Anybody can answer.
I like that. I like that you changed the dynamic of the question. When? Because we say things like, "Oh, be independent," but when things don't work out, consult your inner circle. Nobody's able to do anything alone. Even if you're by faith, you love God. God sent Jesus, okay? So, with that being said, it's not meant for us. I don't feel like it's meant for us to handle too many things solo. I think we all have our lane, we all have our assignments, but collectively, we're all supposed to be a part of the bigger picture. If we were all thumb, that's not useful. If we were all middle finger, fuck the world. But I mean, then what you gonna do with a thumb and a pinky ring? You know what I mean? So I think yeah, I with Tyler Perry, he has a lot of different things going on right now. Points were made, but in its entirety, I can't swallow the entirety. Miss Chocolate and then Quentin.
Chocolate, come on back up here. Come on back up here.
Oh, did she drop out? Oh,
Yeah,
I
come on
thought I
back
saw
up.
her come back.
Just come on back up here. Come on
Okay.
back up
Well,
here.
Quentin,
Yeah, she's back.
I was going to say, Quentin, you're more than welcome to go first if Miss Chocolate is.
No, ladies first. Ladies first.
Okay. Well, go ahead, Miss
No, no, no,
Chocolate, and
no.
come back.
Ladies first.
It's
Yeah.
okay. No,
How you
you
doing,
guys got
Coach?
it. I'll go to the. I'll wait to the end. Thank y'all.
Oh, no. Well, then go now.
No,
Girl,
I
go
want
ahead.
to.
Delta.
I don't got nothing to say right at the moment. Just give me a minute to formulate some stuff. Y'all got it. I promise. Just
All
come back
right.
around.
We here, girl. We here if you need anything. You know we always here for you. I'm playing this be, I have been a people pleaser. I'm not gonna lie to you. So learning how to be I'm so still learning how to be a father, still learning how to be an actor, writer, film producer, and stuff like that. Because um I know what it's like to march to your own beat, but sometimes that can be scary too, because you march to your own beat, you don't give a f about nobody and stuff like that. That can be destructive. But there has to, and I just feel like because I've done that, like, marching my own beat, not caring, not giving a care about what nobody thinks about me and whatnot, and basically I made enemies of everybody. So I actually kind of had to pivot and relearn myself and stuff like that. So I mean, so it's basically it's caring about the right people. Basically, it depends on who's in your corner. You know what I'm saying? But because I am working on getting ready to make some movies and about things that people are not gonna like. Um, at one point I was a fan of Tyler Perry, but is after seeing and watching some of the things I felt like because I know his background, like he's been raised by a lot of women, which is it's not a bad thing, not a bad thing at all. But it's just his personality, and I've talked to some people who used to work for him, and I feel like a lot of his movies say the same narrative to me. The brother's doing his thing. I can't hate on that. The brother is doing his thing. He's made many movies, and he's won tons of awards and stuff like that. He has his own book, but I'm not a big fan of Tyler Perry. I just feel like there should be a middle ground of not people pleasing, but also marching your own beat. If that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense. So here's my next question, and whoever jumps in to answer it first is fine. So then that goes back to the second part, and I'm glad because I kind of fell off from the second part of my question, which is he's out here making a lot of money. He's out here doing his thing. Say like Tyler the Creator, say like I'm trying to think
50
of
Cent.
that seem pretty independent. Smino, he's like one of my favorite artists. There are a lot of artists that are out here. 50 Cent. My question is, do you think that I'm trying to think of how to phrase the question. Do you think that because Tyler Perry is pushing out a specific type of redundant role, a redundant situation, even if the redundancy is that he continues to put on the dress and act out Bia Madea, or whatever the case may be, do you think that's why he's popular? Because the agenda that he's pushing is what people want us to look like, and for lack of a better term, say he's pushing the jigaboo agenda. So as long as there are white tees on top that want to see that and be entertained by us, as it's always been, Sambo and so on and so forth, then yeah, they'll go ahead and let you win all the awards because they want people to think that, yeah, this is what you're supposed to be doing, is portraying us and projecting us in this type of light. Or do you think he really is in his own lane?
I can at least 60% answer that question. So me doing my homework about Hollywood in its entirety. So I'm putting this. Hollywood in its own has its own agenda. Like like Kevin Hart, Bob Saget. Hey, what's going on? So Kevin Hart, Bob Saget, and there's been actually the people who were on Full House. I think even Mark Curry. There's been other people in the film industry that has put on the dress. Even Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle, he has not put on the dress, but Hollywood has been trying to put him into putting on the dress. So basically, you put on this dress, will make you more money. You do some more femininity.
You have to serve the agenda in order to be, and I think that's where a lot of people are like, well, what do we do, and how come it's not? I know Miss Chocolate talks about it a lot, and to her point, there isn't a lot of representation in a lot of areas because that's not the projective that the powers that be want seen.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're only going to fund, fuel, only going to throw money and promotion and things like that at what's popular for this moment. I've seen Donald Trump bump Sexy Red since he made since he had her on the campaign trail. I don't know if he really likes Sexy Red or not, but I know she no longer serves the immediate purpose and agenda, so she no longer has a use in his current.
Mm-hmm.
And then Darling, please take off. How are you doing, darling?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me on. I don't want to
out in the sun.
Drink my what?
I
Oh,
said you look like you've been drinking water and out in the sun.
I haven't even been out yet. That's the thing. And
Yeah.
I can't stay long. I apologize. I'm always staying real short and then leaving.
All is well. Well, I know
Um
you're gonna say a lot in a little bit of time. So baby, put your rollerblades on
oh,
and
no, actually, I just wanted to respond to what you guys were talking about in
hmm
reference to Tyler Perry and what he was saying.
hmm
And then I wanted to say something to Quentin, but he left. Um,
Oh, say it
but
anyway. Maybe he'll come back. You got the floor.
oh, okay.
Oh,
Oh,
there he is.
are you in a rush? Because I can tell you, Quentin, what I wanted to tell you
Oh no,
after.
no. So I actually pressed the button by accident, and my
Oh,
camera
okay.
thing fell off. No, no, you good, man. Hey,
Okay, cool, cool, cool.
in the word in the words of T'Challa theater, it means speak.
There we go. So yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll just get into the point I was gonna make about Tyler Perry, and then I'll get to you, Quentin. And what's good, Hustler and Muscular, man? I don't know if I've ever spoken to you. I just think that we circulate around the same spaces. Maybe we spoken a couple years ago. I don't know. But how you doing?
I'm
So
doing good.
cool.
Yeah, I'm all over the place. So if I sound familiar, that's because I'm all over these places. Even got
Right,
my
right.
own channel.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Just
a
talking my
nomad in
volume.
the YouTube streets. You feel me?
A lone
um,
wolf. Yep, I guess you could say that.
right, right. You got to be sometimes. But yeah, Melissa, again, thank you for having me. I'm gonna keep it kind of quick. Um, I think that what he was saying was ultimately right. But I think it sort of highlights a bigger issue, in my opinion, with the black community. It's like, okay, is the issue of media being portrayed a certain way? Like you were giving examples, Melissa, of oh, content being pushed out that's portrayed people as being wife beaters or, um, you know, ghetto or whatever, an image that you started to see Tyler Perry projecting in his media. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's a valid observation to make, to be honest. But I think that the the real issue to me is the fact that black people are so susceptible to
Yeah.
those um, portrayals, right?
Sure.
Like, why is it that someone will come out and project an idea for whatever agenda they had? And let's just say, oh, it
Exactly.
makes black people look this way. Well, why can't we just have other people believe we're that way if it came from that movie? And why is it that if that idea is projected, that some black people will just automatically perpetuate that black people are that way because it's in this commercial, because it's in that song, because it's in that movie, that screenplay, right? We don't have to do that. And I think that's kind of like a problem. So if we knew we didn't have to do that, then it's like it wouldn't matter what negative archetypes are projected about us in society, and in a lot of different ways I feel like we kind of pigeonhole hold ourselves. If a white man does a movie where he is an abuser, of domestic violence, you know all of a sudden tomorrow after the movie comes out, white men aren't abusers of domestic violence. No, it's
Correct.
like that's an actor in a movie, and even though it's a realistic scenario, there are some scum of the earth type men who exist out here who do that, but that's not like a negative any shade upon the entire populace of white males, right? um they the other communities, they're very um interested in indulging in things like fantasy, right? um you know Medieval knights and sci-fi and stuff like that. And I feel like we're kind of holding ourselves into these interrelationship dynamic scenarios where every like black project is basically a YouTube panel where it's dick and pussy conversations. But except it being on YouTube, it's in a White House between a black woman and a white man, and the white man is the president, and she got her cousins and da 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 da, which is fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that entertainment. Um, I'm not criticizing that genre. I'm just saying is that um, why can't we have our Dark Crystals? Why can't we have our Matrix films? Why can't we go LARPing? You know what I mean? You go out into the fields and pretend to play swords and stuff like that, and then you go on uh, a film festival binge of watching only fantasy art or fantasy films.
That's
Involving
my
medieval
favorite.
knights
That's
and
my favorite,
queens.
bro.
Huh?
I said fantasy, sci-fi. That's my genre. I'm working on some of those right now.
Amazing, and so that's what I'm saying, and I'm not saying that black people don't do those things. I'm just saying that a part of it, I'll end it here, right? A part of it is black people have always had culture to piggyback
Yeah.
off of,
Oh
right?
yeah.
And for instance, like white people, they haven't always had culture to
No.
piggyback off of pertaining to what they
Mm-mm.
fantasize. So then that's why, you know, even though everybody liked Game of Thrones, at least in the beginning, um,
I never
it's
really seen it. I
really
need
it's
to
a
watch that.
oh yeah, but it was good. I thought it was great, but it's like a really big deal to them, you know, and
Yeah.
any lover of fantasy. But it's like for a long time we've had culture that we've created here to kind of piggyback off on to be our identity, and I just kind of feel like we need to kind of get out of that a little bit and start focusing on things that actually inspire creativity in our minds. And
Yeah.
I'm just using fantasy and sci-fi as
Right.
examples, as tools to do that. Yeah, so that's all I want to say, Melissa. Thank you. um and then just real quick, Quentin, I want to say that I heard you earlier say that you were planning on working on some films. So I just wanted to encourage you to start it and to not give up when you start it, because when you start it, it's going to be difficult, right?
Oh yeah.
And it's going, and I think that um you've already convinced yourself that you can do it, so you've already jumped over a major hurdle, and
I appreciate
that
that.
that hurdle, a lot of people can't even jump over that. So
I,
just
I'm
be
I'm like
proud of.
this. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I'm so
yeah.
sorry. I'm so sorry. Go ahead. I'm so sorry. My bad. I was
Oh no,
ignorant.
no,
My bad.
no. I'm saying just be proud of yourself that you
Right.
accomplished that first goal, which is knowing that you can do it. That
I
that's a
appreciate that.
that's a task and objective within itself. And I'm only saying this. I'm not speaking to you as like an
Oh
authority.
no, no, you're good, my
Um,
guy.
I,
Oh
I
yeah.
I have a love and passion for cinema. I went to film school, so
Okay.
anytime I hear about any type of black person, independent filmmaker, whatever, trying to do it, I want to always encourage, because we don't get a lot of encouragement,
We
right?
really don't.
So the thing is that I just want to share one thing with you, and then I gotta bounce, guys. But Quentin, the thing is, when you start a short film,
Mm-hmm.
you have an idea of what you want to shoot that day, of what you want to do that day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how it's gonna be done. That
Right.
shit is not gonna happen. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm
So
I'm gonna play this. I've been on many film sets where we had a shot list, right? Shot list completely went out the window. So okay, this shot list is X. Okay, so we literally had everybody on deck in the middle of a shoot. Everybody on deck, rewrite. We have to redo the entire thing. Oh yeah, I've been doing film for a whole lot of time. But I just want to say, because I gotta go too. But before I go, I'm actually working on doing something that have I think so in the film industry. Like so, instance, there's a TV show that was on maybe not even our whole season. It got cut because the protagonist was black and he was gay. I forgot what it's called, but he was black and he was gay. It got cut. But I see a lot of white people are doing things that black people should. And honestly, too, it's like for us as black people in the film industry, it's hard. But I just want to say, honestly, I definitely want to make sure that when I make films, I represent us. And I'm not representing myself. I'm representing our culture in a whole and our ancestors as well. And but yeah, I just felt like Tyler Perry. I kind of feel like he kind of lost his way a little bit. That's how I feel. I feel like he kind of lost his way a little bit. But I just don't. I just feel like he can do better.
And thanks for sharing that, Quentin. And I just want to encourage you, just you can do it, whatever you're trying to do. And Melissa, I want to say, you said you wanted to act and all that. I think that you should subscribe to IMDb Pro.
Yeah, IMDb.
And
Can you drop me a link, or can you shoot that to me? Because I
yeah,
will
I'll
not.
shoot that to you on IG. I'll shoot it to you on IG.
Please.
IMDb Pro, and then Actors Access to submit yourself for auditions.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, so go to Actors Access, and there's another one like Network something. I'll send you the stuff. But
Casting networks.
yeah, Casting Networks, and then Actors Access. And then
Well, that's
IMDb
pretty cool. I
Pro,
didn't
you
even
get
know that
to
was a thing.
yeah. Basically, how it is now is that people are just submitting them, like they look at the breakdowns, and then they're just submitting themselves virtually for roles. And so you
Yeah.
might get a call. You really don't. An agent helps, but when you're first starting off, just like put yourself out there. That's all I want to say. But I gotta
You have to
bounce,
know to be
guys.
your own
All right.
agent.
Yeah, I gotta
It's
go.
always
But
a pleasure. Thank you for
God
stopping
bless
by,
you guys.
sir.
Thank you for
God
having me.
Good
Peace.
to you.
All right, man. Peace.
I'm sorry, Miss Melissa. I really mean to take over. My bad.
I know you do. No. It's okay.
That's all.
And it was still on point, on topic. I still loved to hear what's going on the minds of our future. And so for me, I love listening as much as I love talking and asking questions.
I'm gonna send you my information. I think you got it already, but I sent you my information to get in touch with me just in case you want to get in touch.
Yes, please, so that we can keep in touch and I can figure out how to get into all of that. I was recently on, and then we'll skip to the next subject unless Hustler has something he wants to interject. But I was literally doing some poetry about a week or so ago for a platform called Voices in Power. And the host Mello and I got into a conversation, and he was like, you have a voice that I feel like should. And I was like, in that moment, I was like, you know what? If he said it and I thought it, I probably should put more oomph into it. So yeah, I think I'll take it more seriously and shoot it out there and see where we fall.
Where are you located at? If you don't mind me asking.
Say it again.
Where are you located at?
I'm currently in Pennsylvania.
Okay. Here's some more ideas that you can do too. So whether on your main IG or you can do have another IG actress page. Find a movie. So I would say also too, find a movie that you like, and whether you like because so this is what I did. If you go onto if you go onto my YouTube channel, I actually have a self tape. I have a few self tapes that I did, and that's on my YouTube channel. And so what you can do is you can find a movie or a TV show and find a woman's line that you like, write it down, and use it as your self tape.
Oh yeah, I do that all the time now. I create all types of content based off of jumping over. But again, I just want to find a way to morph all of that, my passion and all of that. I don't want to take off too far. I'm sorry. Hustler, did you have time to interject, darling?
I'm sorry, brother. My bad.
I mean, I could only see you from like your shoulders down, but it's cool.
I don't like being on camera.
Oh, okay. You're headless on person. I mean, you're headless on purpose. Okay, well then I respect that. Go for it.
Yeah, it's all good. I forgot what I was gonna say that quick. Oh man,
Was it about
it'll come back to me.
voice actor or any of that? All right, well let's clean the slate and get.
Oh, Tyler Perry.
Was it about that?
I've been hearing the last movies he's been doing lately. They've been looking like garbage. I'm like, Jesus Christ. But then again, one could argue that TV as a whole is just changing. I mean, let's go back at least 10, 15 years ago. I didn't know who Tyler Perry was until maybe 2005 or 2006, around that time.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I started getting into his movie. But he made some good stuff. What's that film with Janet Jackson and Jill Scott in it? That's the first one I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Why'd I Get Married?
Yep, that's one. That was a good one. That's a classic.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was Diary of a Mad Black Woman. That's my first Tyler Perry. My first experience with the Tyler Perry franchise.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the man's put out. He's. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. What you say?
Yeah, the guy is practically legendary when it comes to is he Steven Spielberg? Yeah, not really, but he's put out some good stuff.
He's definitely legendary within a culture of people. He definitely is a trailblazer. I don't take that from him either. There's just I think a lot of people feel bait and switched, especially people in the Christian community, because that was the birth canal in which he came through. And I think that in that regard, in that perspective, because some people live such a strict dress right dress, and I've been there, done that, and we'll have a show about it later, because people have been extremely dress right dress or been in church situations that are extremely strict. That was an opportunity. It was like, we see somebody that's doing this and they Christian and we can do it too. This is finally something we can do. We can't drink. We can't have sex outside of marriage. We can't smoke. We can't go see cussing. We can't cuss. We can't, you know what I'm saying? But here's something we can finally do, and everybody's in agreement. And then it was like we got out there and was like, he's one of us. No, he's not one of us. Is he one of us? But at the same time, he was still getting that church's money. The church's money is what pays some of that birth canal. You know what I mean? So I think for that community, they definitely felt a little gypped in how Tyler Perry evolved or what his final form was, to which I'm not even sure if that was his final form. It's probably his OG form, which then takes you back. Did you use the church to get where you were and this was you the entire time? Or, you know what I mean? Either way, we'll go ahead and clean that slate. Mr. Best, did you have something you wanted to interject, darling?
Yeah, I have a guest in the back, but I have to verify you first, just due to everything that's going on. So give me 1 second. Okay.
But
All right.
Oh, that's Realize. What's good, Realize? He's good people, so I know him.
Okay, perfect. Then I'll take your word for it. Nice to meet you, darling.
Nice to meet you guys too. I was just listening to the conversation.
You're a little bit low.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now? Is that better?
Let me mute.
Hold on, let me see if I can fix it real quick.
Still just a little bit hollow, so you may want to come closer. I don't know if it's your sound device, but you have the floor whenever you get adjusted.
Is that better? I was talking.
Go ahead and say something. Oh, he disappeared. Maybe he's going to try again, come back. My apologies.
He's good people.
Yeah, we'll get into the next thing and let him join in.
Yeah, he has a no nonsense attitude, just so you know. So don't be surprised if he says some crazy stuff.
Here's the thing,
but he's good people.
You know what I mean? Like I say.
Here he is.
Here we are, darling. Can we hear you now?
Yeah, is this better? Can you guys hear me now?
Much better.
Perfect. It's a pleasure to meet you. Salute.
Thank you guys for having the space and having the conversation. I was just listening to y'all, you know what I'm saying? I don't too much go up on panels on YouTube no more because of, you know, I like to keep my sanity. You know, there'd be a lot of
we all.
There'd be a lot of, you know,
you're gonna scare me. I'm new. You gonna
no, but look, check it though for real, because people be banging on each other, and you know, I don't like us fighting amongst each other. You know what I'm saying? So to keep my sanity, I kind of stay away. Right. I just listen a lot. You know, I don't really speak a lot anymore. But what y'all was talking about was very intriguing. Huh?
I said, well, thank you for feeling comfortable to come up here. I appreciate you. Go ahead.
Absolutely. I would rather come into a space where there's only a few people than 100 or 200 people, and you got 8 people on the panel, and it's just a bunch of chaos. I just I just don't do it no more because I found out that it takes away from who I am and me being myself and being a cool person, a good person. I get on some of these panels. I used to, and I used to find myself sometimes getting into it with people because there's 30 people trying to talk, and everybody got their own opinions, and so I kind of stayed away from it. But I was listening to y'all, and what got me to come up right here is that Tyler Perry thing, because when Tyler Perry first came out, we understood his story. We understood where he came from, and what makes me look at him different is that, okay, we understand where you come from and who you were, but now that you are this new person and you got all this money, now you didn't turn into the demon that we were afraid, of before you. You didn't turn into that same demon. You don't want to pay nobody. You up here acting crazy, and we all kind of felt some type of way about you before when it comes to that what he's being accused of. We already thought that our own selves. So all of these things, man, is just like Tyler Perry. I always looked at you side eye because you kept making the same movies. And one thing about his movies that I didn't like, and y'all might not agree with me, but this is just my own opinion. Tyler Perry's movies is to uplift Black women, which I love that. But what I don't like about his movies is it always made the Black man look very, very bad. And that's the first thing that made me standoffish about Tyler Perry. And now that I hear all of this other stuff coming out, I'm just like, yeah, I already kind of knew that, you know what I'm saying? But Tyler Perry, for me, when he messed up, is he kept making the same movie that uplift Black women. And I have no problem with that. I love that. I love that. But my problem with Tyler Perry was he always showed Black men in the darkest and the worst of light. And I can't get with that. So, thank you.
I concur.
I can appreciate and respect that. I think there was always maybe one Lone Ranger where there could have been a cast of an assorted uh, collective of all good men instead of all men are exactly what women sit in the corner and gossip about. But you might find one out of, but in the you didn't help women feel, or that agenda didn't make women feel any more secure about the relationships and the things that we're dealing with. Now we're even more concerned that our man is on the down low and could possibly give us HIV. Or now we're more concerned that we may marry somebody that's going to knock us between the washer and the dryer, or is secretly cheating on the same person and baby mama. Like, I think that there is a humongous deficit in you all being portrayed as the good guy. And I don't understand why. Or even if there is a good guy here, there, and everywhere, you may let Denzel run through every once in a while, or Will Smith run through every once in a while. But there is not a consistent amount of you who are slithered into that spotlight, unfortunately.
And that was my biggest problem with him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry, sister. My bad. I'm sorry.
No, I was just asking, do you feel that way?
Yes. Because when I watch his movies, I do feel good, right? I feel good watching our brothers and sisters really, take on these roles and make them believable, and they make you cry, they make you happy, they make you sad, all these good things. But at the same time, like I said, when it comes to the men, Black men in his movies, he does not portray us well. He does not, and I can't stand for it. Not anymore. After, okay, if you know better, you do better, right? Well, I know. I'm watching these movies, and I'm watching how he's portraying us, and I'm like, you can't keep doing this and think that we're supposed to keep supporting you, bro. Mm-hmm. Not when you dressing up in a dress every other movie. You can't make us feel like we're less than, or we're not enough, or that we don't do enough, or that we're bad, or that we're. It's just every single movie, every single one that I can think of, he portrays the black man as being just the worst of the worst. And I can't do it. I can't do it. And that's
Now,
what I wanted to say about Tyler Perry.
may I interject, and then we will
And I
move
thought
on to
Color
the
Purple did
Yes,
it
ma'am.
worse.
Yes, ma'am.
we'll queue up the next thing so everybody can have a clean slate to start a new topic. But think about what you just said. And if I were to put that together and say, okay, you're saying a man in a dress, and again, I'm not saying anything against this man, it just is what it is. You're a man in a dress who is projecting a certain type of lifestyle, then that would pretty much explain why you are getting the perspective of an angry black woman, because that is the persona that is within that specific body, or that is in with that specific essence. So if you have a man, and I won't say Tyler Perry, so we'll use a different example. If you have a man that say maybe is DL, or you have a man that is gay, what is he doing besides sitting in the corner talking about how men ain't shit, right? So he's not in the corner saying, "Ooh, all these black men strong, yeah." That might not be his testimony. So you're getting a projection. You're getting that truth. You know what I mean? It's just not the truth we initially thought. And a lot of people feel like they was bait and switch. So with that being said, we'll land the plane in agreement on a lot of places, and in disagreement, but not by much. But fair use. Let's get into the next topic. You can take off. We'll figure out who takes off first. Let's get into it.
What's harder, being a man and trying to impress a woman, or a woman trying to impress a man?
Being a woman trying to impress a man.
Explain.
Because I feel like we have to jump through too many hoops. It's too much competition out here between the BBLs and the titties and everything else people got going on. It's like you are always in competition either with yourself or with other women to be noticed.
Like, most women don't understand, they are built to deceive. You got makeup, you got lip injections, you got hair, you got lashes, you got fingernails, you got BBLs, you got, that's 10 things that I just easily riddled off. Half of that, less than half of that, a man could never do. So with that, I'm saying it is hard as being a man, because only thing a man can necessarily be kind of granted to do is veneers. What's harder?
What? I was kind of with him up until the end. Now, as far as you're kind of muted.
I don't even know what to say.
Well,
So,
maybe I can say it for you.
Yeah, I'm
Let me
definitely
go right ahead and try to say it. Let me say this: as far as competition is concerned, I think it's a matter of opinion who has to do the most. Because some people could say we men got it. Well, men are as men we're in competition with each other. Women are in competition with each other as well. The only difference is when it comes to men's competition, it's more about wealth, status, physical stature, stuff like that. You know, what kind of life you live. But for females, it's more superficial. Who got the most makeup on? Who got the sexiest booty? Who got the biggest hips, the biggest ass? Shit like that. So it's competition on both sides, but just different types of competition.
Are you a woman? How do you know what our thing is behind closed doors with one another?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
I have a few female friends, and like, I don't know, this woman did she not wear the same dress I'm wearing, or
You're kind of borging.
You're in a
You're borging a little bit there.
You're in the matrix. I'm even going to make the point and say that I'm in competition with this panel on being able to make the first comment. How come?
Well, life's competition. I don't know.
Life is competition.
She said women got to jump through hoops. If anything, it's the men
Here's
jumping
the
through
thing.
hoops, not the women. Get the heck up out of here.
If I
I don't agree
may,
with that.
if it just, I mean, for shits and giggles, if I may opinionate,
Go
I
ahead. Go ahead.
split down the middle. I think that women have to, I think women choose and men choose to compete. Because I think for people like, and again, it's a choice. For people who people please, for people who are concerned about what other people think, then yes, you are going to wear makeup all the time. I don't have on a lick of it right now. These 46 years, it's just up here with my little rosy cheeks or whatever I got going on, sweat.
You look good for your age.
No, but anyway, the moral of the story is simply this, baby. I think that women do go through quite a bit. I think when people say women go through more, it's only because physically we do have a lot. We do have a lot, or we have more demand on our body, i.e., childbirth, i.e., menstrual cycles, i.e., things like that. And that's not to take away from what you contribute or what you go through, but what society pushes out is that it's 10 of us to every one of you. So you guys have the pick, the run of the mill. If you don't like this one, get another one. If you don't like this one, get another one, and so on and so forth. So for us, it does come off as it's harder for us because nobody's saying, oh, well, ladies, if you don't like him, get another one. I mean, you may have 4 or 5 of them, but how many times can you do that before then you're under the scrutiny of your body count? Then we can't just pick up one hoe today, drop them off, get another hoe tomorrow. It's not looked at, it's frowned upon. So I think for us, we do take a bigger hit as far as how things are projected and what is required, because men are set up to think and believe that to everyone you don't like is 9 more. So we do work a little bit harder because for some women, they're trying to be the one out of the 10. Go ahead, Mr. Best.
I want to say something real
Malysa,
quick.
me and you come from a different era, Malysa. When we was growing up, we came from the I could do all bad by myself era, right? We remember hearing that a lot growing up. I can do bad all by myself. That's the era which we grew up in, and in that era, we were taught that you're gonna take some L's, right? We was taught that, but nowadays it's changed. Nobody wants to take an L no more on either side, right? And that's a part of growing pains. You're gonna go through breakups. You're gonna go through heartbreaks, and I think I mentioned this to you. I don't know, but I don't know when our people started to self-delete each other and delete the kids and delete themselves and the wife and the husband. When did we start doing that? We ain't never did that. Our people never did that ever. That was some other folks. We was on some different type of time. We was on, I'm gonna do bad all by myself, or what I mean, cheaper to keep her, or I'm gonna go find this one, or the cleanup lady, whatever. We had different things that we would do. We was not doing that to each other. So I don't know where they can't take L's come from. I don't know where you can't go through a heartbreak or whatever without going through a healing journey, or or a woman trying to, scam you or beat on you, or a man trying to beat on you, scam on you, and now you got to go through a healing journey. I don't know where all this stuff come from. It's all stupid to me. Listen.
I maybe can answer that. I maybe can. Maybe.
Hold on, let me finish.
No,
I'm gonna drop
keep
down
cooking,
after this.
keep cooking,
Drop down
keep
after this.
cooking.
Let me finish what I'm saying. To men and women both, cut the bullshit. Okay? People are going to break your heart. Okay? People are going to mend your heart. People are going to make you happy. People are going to make you sad. People are going to abuse you. These things are just going to naturally happen. It's life. Okay? It's life. I hate that things are like that. I hate that even our own family. Even our own parents do us dirty. Excuse me. But we expect a perfect stranger. Excuse me, y'all. Allergies. We expect a perfect stranger to come out of nowhere and do us better than a family member. Like we have to get this insanity out of our mind about relationships. We are insane when it comes to relationships. But we are literally taking ourselves out and taking other people out too, and kids. Excuse me, it's sad. I hate that our people are like this. In life, you gotta take your wins and your losses. That's like you saying, if I lose this job, I'm just gonna jump off a bridge. What? It's your first job. It's your first. You ready? It's over already. That's what we do. Just because somebody has a bad breakup, or you break up with somebody, or they cheat on you, or do you bad, or whatever, it's not over. Then, if anything, it's their loss. You are more valuable than that.
But that's not what's being pushed.
Oh, I got. I
And I
swear.
know somebody else was getting ready to interject. Who was getting ready to interject? Was
Let me
that
realize. I swear, I got something to say. I really
go
do. And I. Okay, so check this, y'all. Where I think this problem lies, and I want to bring it all together as a whole because I think it all coexists together. I feel like what has happened is we have let others um kind of put together who we supposed to be, how we supposed to act, how we supposed to interact with each other. Let me say this. I am an 80s baby. I'm 40 years old. I'm probably the youngest person on this panel. But I do remember that the patriarchy wasn't higher than the matriarchy. Now, the patriarchy had a lot of respect in the home, okay? My papa, my daddy, they were the enforcers in the home. They made sure things got done. But guess what? The woman was that one. My grandmother, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all something, and I know y'all know what I'm talking about when I say this. You couldn't go to a cookout, a barbecue, a family reunion. You couldn't even go to a dang on Sunday dinner. You know who was at the top? Great granny. They was at the top. And if anybody, man or woman, disrespected that hierarchy, you got your ass whooped. So you tell me where we got it messed up. And I'll tell you, when we stopped living like our ancestors and loving on one another. And the men, look, how many times have you been sitting in a room, right, as a youngster? And you got all your uncles and stuff out there, and the women walk out in the room and all the dudes get quiet. So you tell me where we messed up at. You tell me where things went awry. And I'll tell you, it's when we stop looking at our ancestors and looking at our elders and saying, that's what I want. And I'll land right there, y'all. That's all I had to say.
I can appreciate and respect that. Hustler, did you have something before we go next? Before we switch lanes?
Yeah. As far as this whole as far as this whole, it's more women than men in this world. Yes, I agree. For every one man, it's like 10 women out there, but I don't think men have options the way people often think they do. Because yeah, physically we have options because it's more y'all ladies than it is us men. But that's the thing, because physically y'all exist. If y'all don't meet a man's standard, or y'all just not compatible, then how many I have don't mean a damn thing. It's who I have that matters. To me, it's about quality over quantity. I mean, you can't put me in a room with 10 ratchet women that don't meet my standards, got a body count, got kids everywhere, and ask me to pick from that. I got options as far as women I want to sleep with, but as far as who I want to date, that's something totally different. So I don't think we men have it that easy. Yeah, we got plenty to choose from just because y'all walking around in your sexy clothes or classy outfits, but who's on our level? Who are we going to marry in the long run? Who are we going to build a family foundation with in the long run? That's where the options kind of become limited.
And I
What are you willing? What are you
that.
willing to? I'm sorry to cut you out. What are you willing to accept and not accept? What's the man going to accept about you, and what you going to not accept about him? Can y'all compromise? That's where the limitations kind of come in for us men. Who we can get, not how many we can get.
But you are one and far few between that would say that. You understand what I'm saying? The other 99 and a half won't do percent is going to let she believe that I got 9 other options. So if you don't want to be with the shits, then you can be with the shits. So there aren't a lot of men that are saying, hey, I got 10 options, but I'm looking for this in particular, or I desire this in particular. And I'll take it to the next level. Even if they are saying, I want this in particular, the I want and the this is normally not long long-term relationship. It's not providing. It's not whatever it is that you probably are introducing under your manship or manhood. Some of this is I just want somebody I can thump and hump on. So if you give it to me, I'll go to the next. And if she don't want to give it to me, I'll go to the next. And somebody out these
See,
10,
that's the bad thing, though. Listen, my father.
but you have, because you weren't upfront in saying that, you have now, let's just say nobody let you hump and thump until you get to girl number 1. You've now emotionally wrecked 9 other women getting to your agenda at the end.
I get where you're coming from, but you know what? Can I say something that my father always taught me? And this is what my father taught me. My father said, and I quote, "It ain't always about what you want; it's about what you need." You can want this woman look, she can look good and all that shit. She can have the butt cheeks, she can have the titties, she can look nice, she can have all the hair, she can do her hair differently. You got a different woman every day because she do her hair different. But that woman over there, that's gonna take care of her bills, take care of her children, she gonna take care of you, and you know she gonna be on time every time. That's what you need. But because this girl over here got the big old booty, you looking at that, that's what you want. But you need this woman over here, this real woman over here. And that's the difference. It's a lot of men out here who don't know the difference between want and need. I'll land right there.
Exactly. They really
But here's
do.
the thing.
I
This is
was
what we
taught.
gotta stop doing.
I'm
We
sorry to
gotta
cut you
we
off.
gotta stop.
Go ahead,
No,
Mr.
you good,
Bass.
bro. We gotta stop. We gotta stop being the bedroom police, man. We do. We do. Now listen. Morally, I got my standards, and we all do, right? But look, man. I'm trying not to use the F bomb. All right, but people gonna have sex. All right, that's just gonna happen. Okay. All right. So people gonna have sex. I think in our community, was the wrong thing of it, and we see this all the time. People are not having sex responsibly. They're leaving a lot of diseases and babies around. And when it comes to leaving diseases and babies around, and I hate to get on my brothers about this, but I have to. Brothers are the culprit, especially with leaving the diseases and babies around. Because a lot of times, brothers, y'all know y'all know that you only want to be with this woman for this moment. You don't want to be with her for a long time. She probably didn't want to be with you for a long time, to be honest. She doesn't, right? But y'all are there for a good time, and then after that, you're out of there, right? That's all this is. I might call you throughout the week. I might, maybe, and you may pick up and you may not, and it is what it is. But what's happened is that we are not being responsible with each other. I've had family members, grown people, grown men and women, tell me they don't like even using protection. This is insane. Okay? This is insane. This is
Are
insanity
they
that we're
married?
doing. But let me finish. Let me finish, bro.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
It is insane. How are you out here not protecting yourself? You should protect yourself at all times, unless you want to have a child with that person. If you don't want to have a child with that person, protection should be used. That is point blank, period. But this is not what's happening. So because it's not happening, guess what? You got all these babies around. You got all these diseases around, right? This is what's happening. And due to that, people are frustrated because, man, I done caught an STD from somebody because of this, that, and the third. Man, I got this child, but I don't even know what to do with it because the dude ain't even around. Or I thought this happened to child, and then She deleted my child. I didn't even know. Right? These are things that are going on because we are not even doing the basics when it comes to having intimacy. Some people don't know how to don't know where to. And I don't even want to put this out there, but it is true. Some people don't know where to get protection, and even further, some people don't even know how to even use protection, whether it's birth control, whether it's condoms or whatever. These are real things that are really happening in our community, right? You know what I'm saying? And instead of us just being humble and saying, "Hey, when it comes to protection, it's not the fact that I don't want to use that I don't want to use it. I don't know how to." Then we just say I don't want to, right? And I don't want to hear that bull crap that about it feels better and all other bull crap because the risk that you're taking is not worth something that you can easily find, and it's protection where you can wear it and it feel like you ain't got nothing on. It's called bearskin condoms. Okay, you can wear some
Get y'all
bearskin
sizes,
and you be
man.
rocking and rolling.
I just want to interject. Please get
Go
y'all
ahead, sis.
get your sizes. What? Just get your sizes.
All right, I'm gonna land there. Y'all can rock out. I'm dropping down again, but go ahead. Y'all can rock out.
That was it. You made great point. Lambskin, whatever skin. How about, yeah, everybody go to the doctor, find their one and done, and nobody be loyal. If you want to go raw dog in, then go raw dog with the raw dog mentality. Be mature enough to assume the responsibility and the accountability of that, which is being monogamous and not all over the place, just slinging spit and God knows what. Um, with that being said, yes, choose responsibly.
Can
If
I
your
say
life
one more thing,
if your
please?
life, sure, as soon as I'm done. If your
Yeah.
lifestyle size, just rock out with your lifestyles. Don't be trying to step into Magnum shoes if that ain't you, because that'll come off, slip, bust, and we're back in the same position. And I think that's a point that maybe a man will not say, but I will. It really comes all the way down, no pun intended, all the way down to something as simple as that. If you can't fit that junk, don't put it on. You in there swimming around. Now you done leaked up out of there because you trying to wear a size 10 and you're a size 5. I land my plane. Go ahead.
Mhm. Okay, so I want to take it back to our elders, right? Back in the day, right? You couldn't get. This is why the men stayed with the ladies for so long because it took him so long to get the cookie. You dig what I'm talking about? Like he had to go through hoops,
Period.
bound, jump over everything. I mean, you wasn't getting the cookie. That man, once he got that cookie, he was gonna hold on to that cookie, and wasn't nobody else gonna take a bite of it. So,
Hmm.
ladies, stop letting these brothers get the cookie so easy, and maybe he'll just want yours. But that's the problem. It seems, and look, and it go, and look. So for the men, right? Guys, we barely get hit on. We don't get hit on a lot. You know what I'm saying? And when it does happen, it's very
Nope.
subtle. But women, y'all get hit on 100 times a week, easy, 100 times a week. The thing is, though, is that is that ladies, if y'all stop letting these dudes just smash and pass, hit it and quit it, then maybe you can find you a husband because that man is gonna do whatever it takes. That's man, come on, y'all. We want a hot meal and some good cookie. If you hold out on that cookie and that hot meal, and we know you got both, man, once we get it, we ain't letting it go. And I land right there, y'all.
I like that.
Makes sense to
That's
me.
a man's
In
agenda.
other words, don't give it up so easily. Yep. I tell my lady friends the same thing because the quicker you give it up to him, yeah, the quicker he is going to lose interest in you and move on to the next because he sees no value in something he can just get that damn easily.
It's all about, I think, even with that being said, I think that some men literally will chase. And as long as they are in pursuit, like you said, They're in pursuit with happiness. As soon as they catch you, no matter how much you maintain, retain all of that, some men will get bored anyway, just because they finally got it and they have achieved that thing, and their logic is just to get on to the next, right? To get
But
on
then
to
let that go.
the next
Let that
one.
go then. Let it go.
Yeah.
Just like he'll let you go, let his ass go too. If that's all he want, then push his ass to the side. Because guess what? Like I said, back in the days when our peoples was coming up, it wasn't like that. Like I said, they wasn't giving it up like that. And once that man got it, he wanted to lock it down. This is mine because I worked hard to get this woman. Ain't nobody finna take this woman from me. You dig what I'm saying? That's just real for me. I'm listening, y'all. I'm only 40 years old, but I feel this in my soul. This is no joke for me. Like when you pursue a woman like the way that they did back in the day, and you got to write a number down on a piece of paper. You can't just get a phone number or IG. No, you had to write her number down. Then you had to call her, right? Her daddy or her mama gonna answer the phone. You got to get through them first. And then man, come on, man. Listen, y'all. We
Absolutely.
used to desire each other. We used to desire each other. And at the end of the day, we didn't get it that easy. So when we finally got it, when this girl we've been looking at for a whole year and a half, 2 years in school, I've been liking this girl. I've been liking this. Ooh, I've been liking this girl. And I finally get to kiss her. Now, I ain't even talking about no other stuff. I get to kiss her or take her on a date. Man, ain't nobody going, man, you not about to step in the middle of this. This is me. And that's where we went wrong. We stopped caring about each other that much.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. And with that being said, I'm not even going to step on that no more. That is absolutely what it is and where it is. I absolutely appreciate everybody who came up and who shared, who hung out, who crashed on the sofa, who stayed for a little while, a long while, any while. Everything that you pour into me, that you pour into this panel, I absolutely pray that it is restored unto you 100-fold in the most positive, peaceful, pleasurable ways. Feel free to come back. We will be here every single Wednesday that I get myself here. This is a beginning of a journey, but a journey nonetheless, and I would love for you to be a part of it. So with that being said, wait, let me let you see my 5 here. With that being said, I am your girl, Malysa. Again, you spell that Malysa. If you flip it around and pronounce it again, it sounds like asylum. And yeah, I know that's crazy. So you might as well come and hang out with us.
Wow.
And get off your chest too. I love you. Have a good evening. Good night.
Bliss.
Never going to be a time when you're totally in control.
Why
Life
not?
is a constant struggle.
I don't see why black
no,
people can't be
black
totally in
people-
control of their destiny.
Oh, only if you struggle and fight for it.
Well,
See,
but
and
that's what it's all about.
But you got to fight with your head as well as with your
Well,
fist or with your gun.
I think that all wars involve fighting on every level.
That's
you see,
right.
politics is warfare without bloodshed, and warfare is politics with bloodshed.
Including white people.